So, welcome to the Life Atelier community. Normally, I say welcome to the Life Atelier podcast, but this is to the community. So, I want to show you a little bit around the space and where we are. It's a work in progress. I'm updating a lot of things, the Prune and Bloom membership. There's going to be new projects going live. There's new live calls being added in our free community space, the Life Atelier. There's going to be more resources, like a lot of things happening. I've had a bit of a burst of activity in the last few weeks. But first, I just wanted to invite you to recognize that this is your space and it's for you to have your life atelier. So a life atelier for me, it's having a dedicated space where you can come and you can think about your life, where it's not selfish to think about what you want to do. It's actually, for me, it's the most important thing. I really, really believe that we have most of the problems in our world are because people are not giving themselves space to just pause and think about what's happening. And that can be health problems. We're maybe not listening to our bodies. It's massive social problems where people are just reacting and they're doing things without pausing and thinking about it. It's the mental health crisis. It's the focus crisis. And even when I say crisis, like that doesn't really feel appropriate because these are things that are just part of the background noise of what we're living with. You know, we call it the climate crisis, but actually it's the state of the world that we're in. It's very, very ruptured, it's very broken. And I want this space to be my contribution and to be our contribution to starting to turn that around. And I really believe we start by doing our work on ourselves. And so this is the space for you to do that. And that might sound very heavy of like, oh, we have to solve climate change. Not really. But this will contribute to those bigger problems by you taking that space to discover, okay, actually, when I look at what I want in my life and I think about the intentions that I have for things and all those little micro improvements, what happens when I improve my relationships 1%? What happens when I start to trust myself 1% more? What happens when I take a risk having created safety? And then you start to see those amazing results from those tiny, tiny little steps. I really think of it as like a sort of hummingbird and that energy generated from those tiny, tiny, tiny little steps. And it's amazing. So I'm going to show you a little inside our space. So first of all, let's come over here. So this is the student side. So this is what you'll probably be seeing on your side. I can now see it's all very pale. So I might make some changes there for the colors. But basically, you'll have home. And home is where you can see everything that you've got on the left, but here, right? So there'll be a different welcome video, which is this one, the one you're watching. You'll also have upcoming events. So these are the events that you have joined. When you click on this little arrow, you'll see your welcome checklist. And this will take you through step by step how to personalize the space. You shouldn't have the focus workshop replay there. I'll get rid of that. But yeah, you can have your welcome post, adjust your notifications. I definitely recommend doing that because there's quite a few different areas in here. And you may want notifications from some places, for example, the live events, and maybe you just want to get an email at the end of the day that tells you what's been happening, and then you can come and connect if you want to. So spaces, let's close that, different spaces. So a space is basically like a room that has its own rules and its own things that you can do in there, right? So for example, the activation reset. This is a space that's a course. So we get here. Oh, I can't get in it because I'm not a student. But what I can do is I can show you with the Prune and Bloom challenge. Okay, so you see we click on the Prune and Bloom challenge and now you can see all of the lessons here. And this one is free, so you can get started. And you may already be doing this and that's how you found us. Okay, so you click in here, you've got your podcast link, and then you can start. And then if you decide, oh, I want to go back to the community, we can just collapse that, close this, and then we can go back to our home. So down on the left-hand side, this is the Prune and Bloom community. So if you are a member of the paid membership, your membership, which is currently down here, is going to convert automatically into the Prune and Bloom membership. So you'll get an email with lots of updates about that. Very exciting. Then also we've got the feed. And the feed this is sort of like the homepage of Facebook or Instagram, where you can see your combination of things that are happening. So everybody's everybody's feed will look a little bit different. And it's just a nice place to come and do different things. Members, you can click on this and it will show you who's near you. I will also be adding some categories so that you can start to connect with people that have similar interests, similar focuses. And then down here, we've got external links to the podcast. If you're not already on the podcast, you can see all of the episodes really easily just there. You can join the membership here. You can learn more about that. And then if you have one-to-one sessions with me or you want to schedule some, you can click on this and it'll give you the up-to-date calendar. Okay, so that's what you see from your side. And then I'll just show you the difference. This is my side as the host. So you can see here, these are the things that are coming up. So our membership, you'll see you've got these different areas that will be kind of away from the main community. Some of the new projects, rituals. So these are all like mini courses that will be inside. This video is going to be here. And exactly. So you can see this is coming. This will be here. I'm in your past. So yeah, if you haven't already, jump on, introduce yourself. You can message me at any time, clicking on this button here. And just say hello. And if you're lost because you're not used to spending time inside Mighty Networks, which I completely understand, it can be a bit overwhelming if it's the first time you're using one, then you can just send me a message or you can tag me on any of the posts and say, where should I go? What should I do? This is my objective. How do I get it? And I will help you. And welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I really, really am. I'm very, very excited about what we're doing in this space.